Yes, sir.
See, basically, in any interview, whether it is for experienced freshers, any position, all they see is your attitude and your confidence level.
Okay, sir.
They are not going to eat you, right? And
Yes,
they
sir.
are not going to shoot you also if you don't perform well. So you should think in such a way that you are talking to a very close friend, and you should clear your mind before attending the interview. Okay. So let me open a notepad and I'll explain the first few points. Then you can start giving your interview. Okay. So now let me open a whiteboard. Now, what are the main things we should consider is, first thing is you should be on time. Be on time for the interview. Be on time for the, I will put it in the chat. Be on time for the interview. Means you should never be late. Never be late, or postpone the meeting, or postpone the meeting. Whether it is online. Nowadays it is online only. So that is the reason never postpone the meeting or interview. So interviewer doesn't like to wait or keeping postponing the interview. So be on time. That is the first and foremost thing. Okay. Second important thing is you should be very clear. Be clear on what you speak. Be very clear. So imagine you are talking to a friend and understand the question. Okay, and whenever you are attending the interview, there should not be any disturbance. It should be very clear. Okay, be clear on what you speak. Means understand the interviewer questions, or context. Okay, means what he is trying to know from you, and then answer the question. And never hurry. Never hurry at all. For example, Mithun, tell me, could you be, start, uh, you know, brief about yourself. Okay. So most of the interviewer, they will start by the question. Okay. Like, hi Mithun, good evening. So could you just brief about yourself, like that? So you should not hurry. Okay. So whenever, for example, so I'm writing the example here also. So hi, say Nisha. Okay, hi Nisha, or some any other name. I will mention as John. Hi John. Uh, could you brief about yourself? Could you just brief about yourself? So the John's answer should be, so first he should John's answer. So John's answer. So you should start with the salutation. So good morning, afternoon, or evening. Okay, so start with the salutation, and always okay. So then thank the interviewer. So thank you for this opportunity. Okay, so thank you for this opportunity given. Okay, thank you for, so good evening sir, or good evening, you can call out his name also. Okay, so he will say, hi, I am Mike. So you should say, hi, Mike, good afternoon, Mike, or good evening, Mike. I would like to thank you for this opportunity for interviewing me. So I would, my name, as you already know, my name is Mithun. So I have overall 8+ years of experience in IT and cloud. So I started my career as a Linux. So you should start in such a way. You should be very, very confident. It's like that. Okay. So thank you for this opportunity and tell about your experience. So tell about your experience. Okay. So thank you for the opportunity. Tell your about your experience if you are working, or else you can tell about your project. So project experience. So you can say, if you are a fresher, I did my engineering. I completed my BE in the year 2012 or something like that, or with East West Institute of College with so and so grades. And in the final year, I was part of this so and so project. I did like this. So you should be confident. So they are not going. And whenever you are telling this about projects, you should be very careful. They may ask you some questions on the project. So before telling about your project, you should be very confident. They may ask you anything on the project also. Okay. So then tell, and don't waste the interviewer time telling about your family members and all those things. It is a very, very bad mistake. You should only tell about yourself, your education, and your projects. He is not bothered about your family. Of course, you can say about your hometown, but keep it very, very short. Okay, you should not say my brother is this, my brother is doing that. Okay. See, even now, yeah. So, project. So I was part of this project, and you are a team of three. You did this project. Say you did about cloud computing and all those things, and then you can tell about your train. What all the training you have done. So currently, I am a I have taken training with micro degree on AWS and cloud. So I take part in some of the freelance thing types where I spin up the EC2 instances, creation of S3 bucket. So all those things you can keep talking. So you have to build a repo. Okay. So talk about your experience and project. Then say about your day-to-day activities. So day to day-to-day activity. Why there is lot of disturbance in you? Okay. Say about your day-to-day activities. Okay. And then he will start asking you. So the first 5 to 10 minutes you should engage with the interviewer. Okay. And don't panic. Sir, I don't do all those stuff in front of the interview. You should be very, very confident. Whether you know the answer, you don't know the answer. See, you should never lag. Say, sir, like that you should never do. If you don't know the question, try to answer. If you still take 1 or 2 seconds, if you're not getting, then you should say, I know the at this point of time, and I'm unable to recollect. So you should be very, very confident in saying these things. Okay. So like this you should do. And then one important question he will ask is, what is the toughest situation? What is the toughest situation you ever faced? So this is basically to test your attitude. See, nowadays they want people like they should be self-capable to debug the issue or anything, right? So that is the reason they want attitude people to have this kind of attitude. So they'll ask, what is the toughest situation you ever faced? What did you do to come out of the situation? Come out of the situation, and what did you learn from it. Okay. So you should be, so this is the bare minimum thing. Okay. So nobody will have the time to, they will not take an interview for 1 hour or 45 minutes. It will be, shortly from 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. So follow all these things. Now you try this. Okay. So you take your time 1 or 2 minutes and you can start. You can go through this and you can start. Imagine I am an interviewer. Okay. So my name is John, right? So you can start interviewing. I mean, you can start. Okay. So yeah. So hi Nisha. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good evening. So my name is Mithun from Samsung.
Uh,
So Nisha, you can start, by introducing yourself or just briefing about your self or like about your day-to-day activities. Meanwhile, I pull your resume. Yeah.
uh, Good evening. My name is Nisha Kotagi. So I graduated myself in 2021 uh, with BE in Computer Science from Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology in Bangalore. Um,
Yeah. Go ahead.
uh, so, uh, so in my final semester, I have done my project in the domain of machine learning. With the title of the project is like the eye tracking.
Sorry. Uh-huh.
Eye tracking, which, which includes the programming of programming language Python. Should I explain the project also?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the project is all about we include the data of the person. So when the software detects the data, the valid person's data, it unlocks the particular persons. It is all about how the ATM works. If the authorized person is detected, so it unlocks. If there is any unauthorized person is detected, so it sends the message to the authorized person via email or through the message of the particular authorized phone number which is included in the data. It sends the message and the person will get it through the email or through the SMS. Through that, it can be blocked. Through that way, it can be blocked so that the account will be safeguarded.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. So how good are you in AWS?
I'm quite comfortable
So
with
how
the
would you rate, like say on the scale of 1 to 5? So how much will you rate yourself on AWS?
uh, fourth.
Okay, nice. So could you tell me the difference between NACL and security groups?
NACL and security groups. Security groups, it functions is to manage the traffic from the instances. The instance can be single in number or many. Basically, the security groups, it acts like a virtual firewall that can control inbound and outbound traffic from different EC2 instances. Whereas NACL, it does the similar function of security group, but the main difference is that the network ACL is and the security it is associated with the EC2 instance, whereas NACL role is to serve firewall, which is associated to the subnets.
Okay, nice. What other differences?
Um,
Which,
Other
no, what other difference which makes NACL unique from security groups?
Um,
Say
I
I
don't know.
have a rule 100 and I have a rule 101. So which rule number will take a precedence? 100 or 101?
I don't know.
Okay. So basically, NACL is based on the rule number. So the lower the rule number, so the priority will be given to the rule number having the lowest rule number. Okay. So you should remember this very carefully. So that is the main difference. And NACL is stateless.
Okay.
So that one you should tell, because stateless in the sense, for in NACL for every inbound you should explicitly mention for outbound.
Okay.
But whereas in security group all the outbounds are allowed and security groups are stateful.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Coming to the next one. Now, why do we use VPC peering?
Okay. The VPC peering connection, it allows the user to connect one VPC with the another, and the instances in either VPC can communicate with each other as if they are within the same network. Uh, and The point is, transitive peering is not allowed, and the peering can be done within the same region, and same account but different region and different accounts.
Okay. Yes. Good. So that is why we use, because we can peer any VPC within the region, within different region and within different AWS accounts altogether. So
Yes.
that is the main advantage of VPC peering. Okay. Now, okay, have you worked on load balancers?
A load balancer, yes.
Okay, can you tell me what are the types of load balancer are supported in AWS right now?
We have network load balancer and application load balancer.
Okay. So can you tell me the difference between application load balancer and network load balancer?
Application load balancer, it can be used for advanced application level to route traffic for multiple EC2 instances.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Whereas network load balancer, it can be used for the applications or network to divide load among multiple instances.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Have you worked on auto scaling groups?
No, sir, I haven't done.
Okay, you are not worked on. Okay. Fine.